This is an iPod Touch 6th generation pink 16 gigabyte, and I've been using this every now and again. Not always for music, but I used to have some games on it, and I used to talk to some of my friends on here. Um, whether it be among chat or lobby, and I also have Roblox on here because every now and again I like playing that and going back to my childhood games. Sometimes I've also done some camera tests and stuff. Or, well, not tests, but recorded stuff with the camera. But, um, other than that, my brain died for a second. Can you use an iPod Touch 6th generation running on iOS 12.5.7? Well, it's the latest version. This is on 12.4.8 because it's on 12, so whatever. Anyway, but is it possible to use something like this? So, first off, obviously, is music. Let me turn the bright. Oh, it's already on the lowest. It looks so bright on the camera. For music, obviously you're gonna need an iMac, and I don't have one, so I can't really load music on here. But I deleted the music app. I had it at one point, but I deleted it because this is only 16 gigs. But for music, um, yeah, you can for sure put music on here. And according to one of my favorite YouTubers I watch, Dang Pods, aka Wade, he was able to sync an iPod Touch 7th gen with his 2007 iMac. And if that works on the 7th gen, it should work on this because the 7th then my brain. The 7th gen is basically the same thing as this. So yeah. One big feature, a headphone jack. Oof. I don't care if people say, "Oh, we've moved on. We have Bluetooth." Here's the thing, Bluetooth sucks. It's amazing for convenience, but in the words of a wise man, dang pods, you're just gonna throw it away one day. And he's not lying. Alright, so here's my desk. It's a little messy, excuse that. It used to be a lot worse. I still need to work on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pairs of Bluetooth headphones. Only 2 of them actually hold a long charge. This is up to 40 hours of playtime. These are JBL headphones. My phone's case is getting in the way. These are ones that came with my DVD tablet that I mentioned on my main channel, which, yeah, that's self-explanatory what happened to it. And these I've been using for years, and I'm starting to notice that they're not holding a charge. So anyways, plus cable mics sound better. So you're going to want to use headphones with this because the speaker is terrible. It's just a mono speaker, so it's pretty bad. Now that I've rambled for like 3 minutes, camera quality. You know what? It's okay. I'm actually surprised that they put at least a decent camera in an iPod. But to be fair, they had ones in the Nano series years ago. The ones that became spicy pillows. Anyway, for the front-facing camera, it's pretty good as well. One big complaint I do have is that if you're online or talking to one of your friends, the microphone, and the only microphone, it's right here on the back. And it's also not a sensitive mic at all. And that also means every time I'm talking to one of my friends on the Xbox app, I used to when I wasn't at home, but every time I would talk on a voice chat or something, I would have to get close to the phone, talk loudly, or iPod, sorry. I feel ashamed for calling it a phone. Anyway, but every time I'm on an app talking to someone or whatever, you have to get close to the mic so they can hear you. And the camera audio is also a little quiet. So they probably should have kept at least 2 microphones. Like, obviously, we don't need a speakerphone up here, so we don't need a third mic, because iPhones used to have like 3 different microphones. Anyway, But other than that, it's usable. So now the storage. If you're unlucky like me and have 16 gigs, then you're probably not going to be able to do much with it. But if you do have one that's not on the latest iOS 12.5.7, do not update it because it's going to waste another few hundred megabytes of your storage. And you may be like, oh, it's only a few hundred megs. That's very important, and it's like uh, only a few hundred megs can be more important than you think. Plus, it slows the thing down and drains the battery faster anyway. And that's what they do on purpose to force you and coerce you to buy a new one. So then, battery, going on to that, it's terrible. If you don't already know by a bunch of reports on YouTube and stuff, the battery life on this is god awful. You're probably gonna see maybe a few hours of music, and I think it's because it was purposely made that way, because it's not meant to be a huge gaming device. It's just meant to have enough power for music, but it's still kind of disappointing. Um, and to be honest, they could have probably put in a slightly lower resolution screen, or maybe, tried to optimize the operating system a little better. But Apple is Apple. For gaming, don't even try. I've gotten like about 15 to 30 minutes out of most games before it would say low battery, and then like 10 minutes later it die. On voice chatting apps though, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, dead. But if you're on Discord or something and you have your camera on, which I don't use Discord, screw Discord. When Lobby, before it shut down, I used to have my camera on and talked to my friends. It would kill the battery in, I don't know, 9 minutes. 9 minutes. That's all it takes. 9 minutes. That's pretty bad. So actually, let me. Now this is semi Apple ID locked, so I'm not going to show. So yeah, here you go. 10.1 gigs used. Get out of here. Delete. Bye. Yeah, I need to go through the photos and stuff I have on here, but yeah. See, you can delete the built-in apps if you want to. Not all of them. Actually, I don't think you can. You can with some of them. Messages? Man. Wait. Yeah, I just now realized that. Why am I doing it? Oh, wait, no. To sync over. Never mind. Anyway. And lastly, that I could think of, I'm not really sure if this is really a usability thought or a question, but why does this not have a battery percentage? It kind of bothers me. Anyway, this does not have a mute switch, and the final question I would probably come up to, or final point, is why would you use something like this? I'm a diehard Android fan, and I've been using Android basically my entire life. But I will not lie, things like these, they revolutionized music, the way we listen to music, especially on the go. So credit where credit is due. And plus, this thing is super thin. Oh, and any excuse that companies can't fit a headphone jack in, Apple would like to have a word with you. I think on the latest ones, it eats even more into this case, because on the 7th gen, they made it slightly thinner. It is amazing. My only horror about these being so thin is that the battery is going to become a little spicy over time. So, yeah. One thing I did forget to mention as well about that is that it does get pretty hot even if you're playing a game, or if you're on a voice chat or something. But if you're not doing much, it'll be fine. So, yeah, that's my rambly video of could you use an iPod? And final answer, definitely. If you have an iMac, you can put some, you can slap some music on here, and even the 6th gen runs iOS 12, which a decent few of apps still support, and quite a few apps still support servers for old iOS, so you can just go on a new iPhone, download it, and then go to purchase and download the old versions. But should you use an iPod in 2023? iPod Touches, maybe not. If you're wanting more than at least a few hours of music, I'd recommend going for the older iPods, like the iPod Video, aka the 5.5 gen, or is it 5th gen? Or the iPod, quotes, Classic, that they call the 6th gen or 7th gen. And I'm not talking about iPod Touches, like the original stuff. But if you want something that's really small, maybe get the iPod Nano. Although be aware that the battery might expand. Now, of course, they discontinued this stuff, so you're probably going to have to get it secondhand, or maybe ask one of your friends if they have one. But other than that, you'll probably be better off just getting like a cheapo MP3 player. But make sure to get one that doesn't have god-awful software on it. Or just use an old phone without service and without annoying notifications, because that was the whole point of iPods. Just a dumbed-down iPhone. So yeah, I'm finally going to end this video off before I ramble on for another half hour. So, yeah.